So let's get right to it. Everybody's talking about Joshua and Fury seemingly agreeing to a 2-fight deal, barring them getting past, I don't know, 1 or 2 fights before summer of 2021. We know the business of boxing. They gotta kind of pre-plan, big fights. There's tune-ups and things like that. But this seems way premature. Sounds like news just to keep the buzz going, which is good. I mean, listen, I'm a boxing fan. We want to hear buzz, but it feels like it's just so many obstacles to get there. They could each have another fight, which could go the wrong way. Even if they win those fights, it doesn't matter that they win as much as how they win, especially at the level that they're both at, right? They gotta win convincingly. They gotta make it seem like there's some intrigue to that fight, something new brought to the table. They're looking their best. Or other side of the coin is they're vulnerable. There's some vulnerability there, whereas the other person could be looking outstanding in that next fight for them. And so it could seem, like a mismatch, or like there's a clear winner. There's clearly someone who's the best, right? And that brings me to the point of, are we over or underrating each one of these guys based on their previous fights? Fury, for most people might be considered the best heavyweight right now because of his last performance, the last two for that matter. And then Joshua's kind of been maybe underrated because his last two have gone, maybe in the public eyes, not as stellar as they would like him have to been, right? He lost to Andy Ruiz, and then in the rematch, he did more boxing than it was a convincing win, but did it wow anybody? It just showed that he could box, which I think most people already knew. So I mean, that has to come into question when we talk about a whole year from now, when they actually do fight. Are we being premature with how we think this is going to play out, from the fact that whether the fight will happen altogether, and whether these two guys have a certain skill set or vulnerability or promise that may not materialize, right? And then we have to consider the state of the world we're in. Will there be a fight? Will there be boxing next year, right? Will we have another surge in the coronavirus in the winter months that would set things back a little bit, in terms of schedule and things like that? Listen, I would hope to see the fight. I'm not saying that I don't want it to happen. I'm not being a naysayer or anything like that. I love boxing. I want to see boxing. I want to see guys fight. I want to see guys get paid. I want to see the sport thrive. But maybe we're getting our hopes up a little too much. Think about it. I'll see you on the next one. Subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Peace.